What's going on, my fellow Jedi and Padawans? Welcome back to another Jedi gaming video. Thank you guys so much for coming back to the channel, and if you guys are new, welcome. The community has been absolutely popping off lately. So many new subscribers on the YouTube channel, TikTok is popping off, and then Discord is also growing pretty quickly. So if you guys are looking for a nice little place to come hang out inside of the community, I do have a Discord down in my description down below. We got some Destiny going on, we got memes, we just got the general chat just saying what's up to each other. It's a nice little place to hang out, talk gaming, talk Destiny. It's a wonderful place to get to know each other. So if you guys are looking for that, go ahead and join up. I love just growing that community in itself, and it's all because of you guys, so thank you guys for that. Now in today's video, I want to go over a nice hunter build for y'all. Since I've put out a couple on our Titan and Warlock, I figured it was time to give my hunter some love. I really don't main any of the characters, maybe my Titan the most out of all of them, but probably about 30% each for my three characters. Now this build right here is the ultimate invisibility build for our hunter with Void 3.0. Now I know you're saying, Jedi, so many builds have been out there about this, with that glaive, going with suppression, invisibility all the time with Stylus Executioner. Now I know, but this is a totally different build in my opinion. I really don't like the glaives at all. They're definitely like a D tier weapon for me. So this involves a lot of other facets of our Void 3.0 going on, along with actually using our Graviton forfeit helmet for that longer increased invisibility, as well as some of our aspects and fragments. Alright, so first off, we're going to go over the build really quick, going over everything I have, mods, weapons, and then also on our subclass there with Void. And then we're going to kind of show in-game how it works and the differences between having that helmet on versus not having it on, and how we almost go invisibility all the time. It's every single defeat, basically, you're going invisible, and you don't got to be up close and personal with that glaive, which is also just poo-poo in my opinion. This loadout right here does damage, it does ad clear, it does support, it does anything you need it to do. So first off, for our weapons here, we got our Wither Horde just for that area management with a little extra DPS. Definitely one of the best weapons inside of Destiny. Next, we're going to go with our funnel web right here. I'm still looking for that subsistence frenzy roll, but this thing definitely the best SMG in the game, and it's a void burn, so it's tailoring into how we're building out this loadout with our mods and our subclass. Next right here, we have our commemoration with reconstruction on it. So backup mag on this boy, I'm having about 150 rounds inside of this void machine gun when reconstruction is fully procced, and it has doubled its capacity. So this thing is great for pairing it with our subclass and our mods to get volatility, and it doesn't do bad damage at all. So for our stats over here, the two big ones that I was playing for was 100 mobility, so we can dodge constantly, one for invisibility, and then another for one of the mods that we have on, Reaping Wellmaker. And then also I'm doing discipline so we can get our grenades back decently fast, again playing into our super and our Void 3.0. So for our helmet, like I said, we're going Graviton forfeit, so we have improved invisibility. And I did some numbers beforehand, and then we'll show you guys as well. So when you dodge with this helmet on, you have a 9-second invisibility, and then when you don't have the helmet on and dodge, you have only 7 seconds. So it's about a 2-second increase for that. Now, when we have targets defeated based on our Stylish Executioner that we are going to go over in our subclass, we actually have about a 14-15 second invisibility based on those defeats when you have the helmet on, but when you have it off, it's only about 11 seconds. So it's about a 3-second, 4-second increase for those defeats. So we're basically invisible all the time because of this helmet. Now on top of that, we're going to have Machine Gun Finder for our commemoration, Harmonic Siphon, so when we get multiple defeats with the damage matching our subtype, so either our Funnel Web or our commemoration, we're going to drop Orbs of Power to get our super back faster, and then Volatile Flow, which is picking up Void Elemental Wells, grant our weapons, our Void weapons I should say, Volatile Rounds, and then we're going to have Volatile Rounds basically consistently in this build as well. For our arms right here, we have Grenade Kickstarter. So when your grenade energy is fully expanded, so basically as soon as I throw my grenade, I'm going to get a decent chunk of grenade energy back. And then on top of that, we're going to have Elemental Ordnance. So when we defeat combatants with our grenade, we spawn Elemental Wells matching our subclass. So we're going to be spawning those Void Elemental Wells based on our grenade throws and defeats. Right here on our chest piece, we got a couple things. Grenade launcher reserves for our Wither Horde. We got some damage resistance for Solar and Arc. And then we got that Reaping Wellmaker, which I talked about earlier. So after activating your subclass ability, so after we dodge, your next weapon final blow on a combatant spawns a Void Elemental Well. Now this includes our Wither Horde as well. It is any weapon defeat. So Wither Horde, Funnel Web, or Commemoration after we dodge will grant us a Void Elemental Well, which plays perfectly because we're going to be getting our dodge back so fast in this build. It's going to be crazy. It's basically as soon as you become uninvisible, every about 10 seconds, you're going to be getting your dodge back. So every single time you dodge and then get a defeat with a weapon, you're going to be dropping another one of those Elemental Wells, as well as when we use our grenades and get a defeat. Now, building on top of that, another way that we are going to be spawning our Elemental Wells right here is Elemental Armament. So Combatant Final Blows with the damage type matching our subclass has an escalating chance of spawning Elemental Wells. So defeats with both our Funnel Web and our Commemoration will have chances of spawning Void Elemental Wells as well. Last but not least, right here on our class piece, distribution reduces all ability cooldown when using your class ability near targets. So when we're dodging to go invisible, we're going to be getting everything back a little bit quicker. We just threw on overload grenades for this, just for when we go into something that has champions, we will be able to use that very well with our overloads because they really suck for champions. And then finally, Seeking Wells. This really ties the Elemental Well build together perfectly. And it is because it brings those Elemental Wells across the ground towards the players, so you don't gotta bob and weave through enemies to search for them. They will just consistently come to you. And the best thing about those Elemental Wells is every single purpose that we have with the grenade, when we dodge and get a defeat, and then also with our void weapons, they will track to us, and then we will have a volatile flow because of that consistently. We are gonna have void wells everywhere, so volatile flow is gonna be popping off, making enemies volatile and exploding those bad boys. Now that is super important for a few different reasons. Now first off, it's obviously our Void 3.0, so we have chances to spawn those Elemental Wells because of those void kills and void explosions. And then with our Night Stalker subclass right here, Stylish Executioner, defeating those weakened, suppressed, or volatile targets grants us invisibility and true sight. So every single time we defeat somebody with volatility, we will be going invisible as well. And I'm telling you, you have volatility basically the entire time because we're getting it with all of those Elemental Wells that we had before proccing, and then as well with this fragment right here, defeating targets with grenades grants volatile rounds on your void weapons. So we're going to be able to get volatile rounds with grenade defeats just straight from this fragment, and then also with all those different ways that we are creating those Elemental Wells. Now stacking on top of that for our fragments here, we have Remnants, so our Vortex Grenade will last longer. We also have our Void Grenade weakens targets, which plays perfectly into Stylish Executioner because that is another aspect of defeating a weakened or volatile target, grants that invisibility. So we're going to have volatility and weakening going on for almost every single enemy that we defeat. And then lastly, right here, our void buffs. So invisibility has increased duration again, so it just means that we're going to have invisibility for even longer. It is so crazy with this build. Like I said, you're basically invisible the entire time. Now for our other aspect, we just got Vanishing Steps, so we can dodge to go invisible as well. Now for our super, I still chose Movius Quiver here just so we have the Shadow Shot makes targets volatile. It just kind of plays into the build very well with the super ability here. Now, in the background gameplay right here, you will just see me going through this K1 Revelation Lost sector where I show off basically all of my builds here, and you will see how consistently we're getting volatile flow on our weapons, how consistently we're getting those wells to drop, and then how often we are invisible, which is basically the entire time. I almost don't even have to pull out Commemoration if I don't want to, but it helps with the DPS on like the boss in here, maybe some of those knights. But with the addition of volatile flow on this funnel web, weakening from our grenades, we are getting abilities back super fast and basically always invisible. So it is absolutely crazy to see how this works. Like I said, the ways that we're getting our elemental wells from this, as you can see, when we get our grenade defeats, those are giving it because of elemental ordnance. When we dodge and then get a defeat with any of our weapons, including our Wither Horde, that'll drop one because of Reaping Wellmaker, and then also elemental armaments, which with our void weapons, because we're using a void subclass, we are able to have the chance to drop elemental wells with that. So we have 3 different facets of getting those elemental wells to drop, and it makes it so easy because of this build where they're basically always consistently dropping. And then on top of that, we're always invisible because of all the volatile flow that we get from the mod and all the elemental wells. And then we also make our weapons, our void weapons, volatile with our grenade defeats, so that double dips right there. And then every single time that we get a defeat on a weakened or volatile target with this build, we also go invisible. So it doesn't matter what you're doing, this build right here, so good for going in recon, getting revives, doing damage on bosses with our tether, with our void grenade weakening. On top of that, we got Wither Horde and Commemoration backing that up, and then we can also add clear like a maniac with the volatile rounds, the void explosions. This super is also good with ad management, so it is probably my favorite build that I have been playing with Hunter lately. Like I said, my last couple videos have been on Warlock and Titan, so we needed to show our Hunters some love here. Now, hopefully you guys really love this build. Definitely give it a shot. This is absolutely crazy if you want to be invisible all the time. So thank you guys so much for watching and the support. Make sure you check out that Discord, and you guys have a wonderful day. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.